All right, forgive me. Today I'm using my kids' room because they've occupied mine, sort of. So, I'm trying to do a realistic kind of working out. As you can see from myself, it's not one of those where you're cut and whatever. This is just for the everyday woman. So I'm not here trying to be like all six-packed out and trying to show you something. I'm just showing you your daily, regular stuff, okay? So I'm gonna go down on my back like so, all right? Now, a mom pooch comes because when you were pregnant, the baby pushed and split your ab muscles, okay? So usually your mom pooch is down here. See that? Down here. And this is because when after birth, your ab muscles didn't close up. So if they had closed up, they would be able to hold all of that in properly. So basically a lot of it is just that gap and that injury that needs to be worked on. How do you know if you have it? It's called diastisis recti, by the way. DR in short. So the one way to know if you have it is put one hand behind your back like so. Then take two fingers and put them just on top of your belly button here. And then do a crunch, just like that. You're gonna feel that gap. So you want to check that gap, that dent there. Does it take 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers, 1 finger? How big is the gap, okay? So mine is in between 1 and 2. It had actually closed up better, but then I did some workouts that opened it up again. So that's why I said no crunches. So 2 finger gap. We're gonna do the same here, just below the belly button, and do that. You can feel a hole here. If you do feel a hole and it's a big hole, that means you have the injury that I've been talking about, okay? So not to worry, we're going to deal with that right now. Let me just move you this way. Okay. Whew. So a lot of that is usually in the lower body, your lower abs, okay? So, I'm gonna move you back so you can see everything. So for this one, what we're going to do to help close that gap, you see that this part sticks out. It's poochy. So I want you with your back completely flat onto the ground like that, and your legs right here. So the same way we were pushing when we were standing like you're going to poop is how I want you to push now, okay? So you're gonna put your hands behind your back, your head, and then raise your legs like that. Your back shouldn't go like that. It should be flat on the ground. And then you're gonna push your abs like you're pooping, and then you're just gonna touch the floor and come back up. It's a very simple move, but it's very effective. You'll feel it in your lower abs, you'll feel it in the top, and everywhere. Remember to keep those muscles taut by pushing. It's like you're pooping, like I said. And you just need to do at least 20 to 30 of these a day. They really work on that lower pooch, and it also really works on that gap. So you're going to close that gap. I want us to try that this week, as well as what was it? The drink, and see how that goes. You're definitely going to feel better. You're definitely going to feel tighter, okay? Now, when it comes to food, this is where we have a bit of a problem, because what we don't seem to realize is we take a lot of sugar without knowing it, okay? Sorry, we take a lot of sugar without actually realizing it's sugar. Basically, let's go back to food and nutrition in school. Carbohydrates are digested by, like potatoes. The starch starts to break down in your mouth. The saliva breaks it down. You've got salivary amylase that turns starch into glucose or sucrose. Basically, carbohydrates turn into sugar. So you might think, oh, but I don't take sugar. I don't take sugar in my tea. That's good, but you take bread, you take potatoes, you take rice, you take chapatis, you take mandazis, you take all sorts of carbohydrates. So that's a big thing to watch out for. Sometimes you even take fruits like mangoes that may be too sweet. All right, so let's try and cut down on the carbohydrates. Okay, the best way to cut down on things in life and still enjoy them is to basically go by half. So if you loved this piece of chocolate cake, get the piece of chocolate cake and then half it, share it with somebody. Okay, and do that just once in a while. Don't overdo it. If you're going to have your rice and your chapati as usual, go for half the chapati, half the amount of rice, and then add more stew and more vegetables on your plate. All right, so you still have your carbohydrates, you still have your proteins, you still have your vegetables. We're not taking away carbohydrates. Okay, if you feel you're in a point of excess in terms of weight and all that, you can completely take out the carbohydrates from your meals, because your body is going to start burning the fat that's on your body and turning that into, sugar energy to use. However, just note that if you do that, you are going to go through what is called a ketosis point. Well, that's now when your body starts to burn the fat and take it into using it for energy. And you're gonna get some severe headaches, and it will feel like pregnancy all over again. And I wouldn't advise you go through all that. So what you can do is just cut down. Another tip I can give you is when you eat. And this is where I bring in intermittent fasting, which is what I do. I eat every day from around noon to 8 o'clock. Noon to 8 o'clock, and fast from 8 o'clock to noon the next day. It sounds a bit insane, but you won't even get hungry. And it makes a big difference when you eat. Other people can eat from simply 8 to 4 or 8 to 8 and fast through the night, which we all do, but you're doing it consciously. Now what I do is from whenever I wake up to noon, I take black coffee with my stevia, not sugar and not honey. Black coffee or green tea. Now if you're here and you're expecting, do not drink green tea. If you're here and you're nursing, do not drink green tea. It is going to dry out your milk. Okay, green tea, for those of you who are not breastfeeding or pregnant, is great for weight loss. So you can add green tea to that mixture. Okay, if you're pregnant, you can have coffee. Don't overdo it. 1 cup of coffee. It also really helps with your bowel movements. When I was suffering constipation during pregnancy, I would have coffee, and it would take like 2 to 3 minutes and out everything went. All right, so there you go. Like I said, for the workouts, if you are a CS mom, don't do this. Don't do the workouts. Do the fasting. Pick a time that you can do the intermittent fasting, and please Google this for more information and decide when is best for you. If you can stay like me and eat starting from noon, meaning no drinks that your body needs to digest, you can only have water or black tea without sugar until noon. And then from noon you can eat whatever you need to eat, but remember, carbohydrates, everything in smaller doses, half, okay, half, especially the carbohydrates, and stop eating at 8 o'clock. So let's try this for 1 week, and remember, still eat the chia mix, drink the chia mix. So another 1 week, that's week 2. Then we'll see how this goes. Okay, thank you.